We're going to keep things moving here on Box to Row. We're joined by a gentleman in his 6th season as the head men's basketball coach at Benedict. I tell you what, the Tigers are playing extremely well this year. Number 3, if you can believe, as well as they're playing number 3, that shows you how tough the SIAC is. Number 3 going into the SIAC tournament. The next game for the Tigers will be on Wednesday, and the Tigers are ranked number 9 in the D2 regional rankings. Artis Maddox, again, 6th season as the head men's basketball coach at Benedict, joining us here on BOXTOROW. What's going on, Coach Maddox?
Oh, nothing much. Just getting ready for this conference tournament.
Yeah. Look, the SIAC has been bananas. I don't know how else to put it, particularly at the top. Even if you look at a team like Allen, your crosstown rival, I know they got you the last time you played. But I got to talk with you about this victory on Monday against Clark Atlanta, who is the number 1 seed going into the tournament. Dramatic fashion that you were able to get that victory.
Oh man, that was a huge win for our team, for our program. Clark Atlanta, Coach Alfred, he does a great job over there. He has some real good ball players over there, and that was just a huge win for us. Just a momentum booster, just taking us into the conference tournament. But if we'd have won that game against Morehouse Saturday, that just goes to show you how tough this conference is. If we'd have won the game against Morehouse Saturday and won the game against Clark Atlanta, which we did Monday, we'd have been the number 1 seed in the East. So by losing that game against Morehouse, they win the tiebreaker. So now we're the 3rd seed in the East.
Yeah. Take me through, because again, you were down, you won it 93-91. You were down 91-90. Malachi McCoy hits a big 3-pointer for you with 5 seconds remaining. Take us through what happened, maybe the play you drew up there.
Okay. Well, right before the timeout, we were up 3. So I called the timeout to set up our defense because I was going to go zone to man. I was in between going zone to man. So I said, we'll just go zone. We'll switch everything, chase him off the 3-point line, do not foul the 3-point shooter. And, obviously, we did the total opposite. We fouled the 3-point shooter, and he made the 3. So I called a timeout so they wouldn't be able to set up their defense after he made the free throw. I wanted to get the ball in transition. So I called a timeout before his foul shot so we can get the ball out in transition and try to get a quick 3. And it's not the way I drew it up, but we made the 3-pointer. So now it was just a winning play by Malachi McCoy. That was a big shot. He shot it with confidence. I knew it was good when it left his hands.
Yeah. For you, take us through. Obviously, you're getting ready to go into what I would consider the 3rd season. So you had sort of the preseason, then you had conference play, and now you're going into the tournament. Take me through and speak to how the Tigers are playing to this point.
Well, we're inconsistent. I'm gonna just be honest with you. We just got to get more consistency. And I've been watching film this morning before I got on the broadcast with you guys. And what I'm seeing is we're not disciplined. We're starting to have slippage. A long season, we had a lot going on. I'm not sure if you heard about what happened with one of my players. He passed away. Unfortunately, a young man passed away. And that's when everything just took a spiral and just started going downhill for us. But we just got to get back to fundamental disciplined basketball. And that's one thing I'm emphasizing today in practice. As soon as I get off this broadcast with you guys, I'm heading to practice so we can work on our fundamentals on defense, staying sound, executing on offense, setting picks, moving the ball, and just going up strong and making our foul shots.
The young man, and we're very sorry for your loss, praying for you and the Benedict family. What did he mean to the program? How has it affected the players?
Yeah, he was one of my junior varsity players, my developmental players, and they practice with us on a daily, my developmental team. And a lot of the guys, they look up to the varsity guys. And he was one of those young men that had a smile on his face every day, came in and worked hard. Asante Price, which is my 2nd leading scorer, he probably make first team or preseason first team all conference in the SIAC. He and that young man was very close, as well as Tim Moore, who's my leading scorer. So my top 2 leading scorers were very close to him as like mentors to him. they work out together, go to lunch, go out to eat together. So, but it impacted our program a lot. I'm talking a lot. That's when everything started going downhill for us. We found out the young man passed away when we were at Clark, Atlanta, right before we played them that Friday. We played them Saturday. The young man passed away that Friday. And we played Clark, Atlanta the next day with heavy hearts and lost in overtime. And I'm not trying to make no excuses on my players or nothing like that on my program, but that's something that we've been dealing with in-house. We try to just keep it in-house and let guys grieve the way they grieve.
Artis Maddox, in his 6th season as the head men's basketball coach at Benedict, he joins us here on BOXTOROW. Does it seem like it's been 6 seasons as the head coach? Like it just seems to me you were just at Florida Memorial.
Yes, no, it has blown by. Me and my assistants, we sit in the office and we think about our first year here going 4-24 and just building the program, getting our players in, trying to get to that championship level type of team, which we had. This is our third 20-win season, third year having a 20-win season in a row. So we're proud about that, but it has blown by. I'm talking so fast. It's like we just got here. But I just been enjoying the journey.
You know, you've got the pedigree. Like you won a national championship at Mountain State. Yes. As an assistant coach, where you were also a player. You started your career at Edward Waters. You know, a lot of success as the head coach at Florida Memorial. How have you been able to, and look, when you talk about coaches, you know, Fred is over at Miles now. I mean, you talk about one of the great coaches, did an absolutely tremendous job at his alma mater, but you've been able to build that program back up also. How?
Oh, just by trying to get the best student athletes to come here and represent what the best of BC, the best of Benedict College. And it's been a process. You know, we still have a long way to go. But if we'd have won those 2 championships the last 2 years, this conversation would be a lot different. But we've been running up the last 2 years. Hopefully the 3rd year is the charm. So that's the goal. Like I said, we just built it from the ground up from 4-24 my first year to, I think, 15-13 my second year. Then we had the COVID season where we went 9-1. I believe that would have been a good 20-win season if we'd have played a full season. Then we went 22-10, lost in the conference tournament championship, and went 22-7 and lost in the conference tournament championship. So hopefully this year we can get over that hump. I can get that monkey off my back and get this conference tournament championship so we can make a run at this national championship.
Artis Maddox, again in his 6th season as the head men's basketball coach at Benedict, he joins us here on the program. Can you speak to the preparation that it's going to take? You've got 9 days in between when you played Monday to the next time you play on Wednesday. What's that preparation going to be like?
Oh, it's just making sure these guys are focused, making sure that we're healthy. We've been in the weight room. We're doing some conditioning today, adding a few wrinkles, both offensively and defensively. So just want to be in tip-top shape, have these guys mentally dialed in from an offensive and defensive standpoint, whether we're in man zone, making sure we're on the same page, whether we're going against a zone offense or a zone defense. So just getting these, like I said, just getting these guys sharp and ready to play, staying in shape, and making sure that they're healthy going into the conference tournament championship.
You mentioned making a run to the national championship, and before you can do that, it starts with what would be a 4th season. If you're able to make that, and of course, if you win the SIAC tournament, you get the automatic bid. But I want to talk with you about this because Alfred Jordan mentioned this a couple of weeks ago on our program, of course, the head coach at Clark. And I look at these D2 rankings in the South. Clark at number 7, you, meaning Benedict, at number 9, and then Miles at number 10. If I remember correctly, it's top 8 if it's still that way. So right now, as well as you played with a 21-6 record, you would not, if you don't win the tournament, you would not be in the postseason. Can you kind of speak to that? I mean, only one team from the SIAC in the top 8 with how tough the conference is, 3 20-win teams.
Yeah, that's just how the regional ranking, that's how it goes. They have a lot of respect for that Florida conference, which we went 2-0 against to start the season. We beat Eckerd at Eckerd. We beat University of Tampa at Tampa. and they consider that the strongest conference in our region. So they get to have 4 teams, and we only get to have 1. So I'm not throwing a pity party for our conference. We just got to play better. We have to win the conference to make the national tournament, and we know that. So that's the mindset we're going in with. I told my guys before the season started, that's the goal, to win the conference tournament championship. So we still have that goal in sight. Now we just got to go handle business so we can complete it.
You've got a couple. You've got a really, really good team. We mentioned Malachi, the 3-pointer that he hit. He's your 3rd leading scorer at 11.1 points per game. You mentioned also Tim Moore. Speak specifically to him as one of the leading scorers in the SIAC.
Tim Moore, he does it all. He can make threes. He can take you off the dribble, and he's very explosive. He's a big time finisher at the basket. He's meant a lot to our program this year from a leadership standpoint. Now I just got to get him to play better defense. If I can get him to play better defense, that's going to take us to a whole nother level.
Yeah. So Coach Maddox, again, Artis Maddox, in his 6th season as the head men's basketball coach at Benedict, he joins us here on Box to Row. The Tigers have a bit of some time off before the SIAC tournament, where they're going to play again on next Wednesday. Coach Maddox, appreciate the time. Continued success to you and the Tigers.
Man, I sure appreciate it. Thank you for having me on.